Hi, welcome to the Grindcast, Season 2, Episode 1. Shut the fuck.
Hey!
Moogly moogly, hey!
How's it going?
Hello from the North Pole.
Wow, that looks amazing. That looks amazing.
That's a nice beard.
Thanks. It's the longest I've ever had it.
I
just cut all my hair off. I have my hair. I'm going to donate it. It's like it's almost like 25 or 30 inches.
keep going, and we'll do a Santa. We'll just shift everything to Santa Claus. Jesus, that's amazing.
Santa, yeah, or like King Triton goes insane, something like that.
There's so many angles we can do. Norseman. We can do homeless.
You're going to be the. We'd like to put you in a new film.
He's
Called
making this up.
Yeah.
What's it called?
about
It's called "Give Me Money, Dear God Jesus."
It's called On a Dime. It's about a stunt driver that can stop on a dime, and he happens to work for the March of Dimes.
That's brilliant.
So he's a good guy.
So how's it going?
Also, he works. He works just a part time at the Five and Dime as well. This is brilliant. I like it. I like
that.
the homeless angle too.
Okay.
I'm feeling very houseless lately. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
a part-time server at the North Hollywood Diner.
Yeah, that would be good.
Are you really homeless, or are you just joking, or just feel homeless? Like, does this?
I mean, look at me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Right now it's raining heavily in Southern California, so I'm thankful for the roof over my head for sure.
There you
I
go.
do get that. I get that a lot. Like when I go to bars, the women try to pick me up, and they lead with, "Are you homeless?" And it really, I don't like to be pigeonholed like that.
Fair enough.
Oh, I have a friend, my best friend. She wants to say hello.
Oh my God,
Hey!
is adorable. What's her name?
That's Penny. And she's a dog thespian actually. She's appeared in her first short film, and she had to eat a lemon bar at a backyard picnic party,
Oh my God.
and she did pretty well. I'm a stage dog father now, for
Wow.
sure.
Wow.
I'm vicariously living through Penny, and I'm looking for other opportunities for her to get out there. And
You have
she's a
social
good
media.
stunt dog.
Does she have is it a girl? Or
Yeah, she should have social media.
Yeah, you gotta get like an Instagram going. You gotta get like an actor's reel for the dog.
Get an FKA Twitter.
Yeah, let's do an actor.
Thoughts.
We have to create an actor's
called,
reel. Let's make an actor's reel.
Your thoughts.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
fellas, how are you? How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're
Surviving.
surviving.
I'm still in North Hollywood in my little studio here. This is the 9th year of my dwelling here. I've been here for 9 years.
That's a nice spread.
My old.
Did you sell the Mercedes?
No, I kept it. Oh yeah, the Mercedes is classic.
And James, we want to thank you so much for coming to the premiere Masters of the Grind. That it was cool to have a bunch of stuff. The Grindhouse legends there, but we were definitely very excited that you were there, buddy. Meant the world.
Fuck yeah! It was a brilliant presentation. I was so happy that you guys finally got that up and running.
That was the longest. That was the long version.
It was a big old dearth of fucking awesomeness. It was a hefty boy, but no one cared because of the content. It was so fucking cool. I learned a lot. I'm not joking. I laughed and I cried, and I.
Yeah, it's emotional, isn't it?
It's a roller coaster. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Man, like I never like the, specifically I forget all the names because I'm too old to remember shit now. But the stuntman who died
Oh, yeah.
during that stunt. That was so viscerally fucking touching, man. Like there's, and the human element you brought out of all these amazing filmmakers and just the circumstances that they're handed and their fucking desire to just get it done at all costs.
Money and influence.
My last name was
Long
Spielberg.
way. Without money and without influence, we're just going into debt. Look at how long we've worked on Masters of the Grind. Well, you started in 2005. I came on in 2012. I started doing like promos to raise money, and then just little by little, I started doing more on it.
So I don't know. I'm just ranting, but
Yeah.
it makes you question. Should I go on with this?
Sure. Yeah.
Hey,
it's the scales are not balanced, as we all know. There's a quote from a song, like a crown of thorns. It's all who you know, and that is Hollywood. So if you don't have that, then you're just you're throwing coins in a fountain until a wish is granted.
Yeah.
It's
If I could go back in time when I
guess
came out to Hollywood, I'd be whoring myself out. I'd be like, sucking dick, doing whatever I can just to get ahead.
Me too.
I'd go back. I would, when I had that young, hot little twink body. Oh my God. Fuck. I'd be a whore. I'd have AIDS right now. I wouldn't even care.
I wish that there was a market for male foot models on OnlyFans, because I would totally do that shit.
Oh my God. I should have an account on there. I got the T and the D. I got the $15 Kaiser Titty plan.
Well,
I could be making money on it.
we got to hustle.
You really should do it.
I should be doing it. I'm a fool to not do it.
What's wrong with you? Why don't you do it?
I have to wear a mask though. I don't want to be identified. I don't want those pixels out in the universe.
Stevie, you can do it. Jason and I, we can't do it unless Jason and I, we do it together.
Yeah, then it would be a comedy thing. It would be funny. I think we should talk about this movie.
Hey, 10 years. It's been 2012 we started filming that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so
90-year-old.
somebody's got to start the engine.
Sure.
But just because I want to cover a lot in a little time, I know James. Sure. How did you first get involved with the movie? Was that through Diane, I guess?
Yeah, I think it was. You needed somebody for 2 days to play a character in there, and I had agreed to do it through Diane because I didn't meet you yet, and then we met and hit it off, and then it was I think one day we did the 2 days, but the first day I did it with it was one day with him, and then one day with I think a rape scene with Diane.
Harrison, I'm gonna beat you bloody.
Fucking leave us alone!
No, no, no!
And yeah, and it was just supposed to be a 2-day thing for me, and then a week later I think I got a call from you and asked me to take the role of Harris, and so certainly I said hell yeah, let's do it. And then what was it, maybe, well, it was a beg, borrow, and steal shots all over the place, all over LA for the next few years, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. I remember like ducking out during like you call and you'd say, hey, can you just be here today? Luckily I was able to duck out, and my girlfriend at the time, she had to, like, I hate anything with the eyes, the eyeballs, wearing a white contact, and I'm such a baby and a squirmer and a fucking child when it comes to people poking around. So she was on contact duty, and bless her heart, she had to put it in every time and deal with me crying and complaining and twitching and wincing. And it was only one eye contact. So if it had been two, I don't know what I would have done. But then I was on another shoot, and I had to wear zombie eye contacts, and the person was like a professional, and she had this fucking eye contact shooter, and I was like, I'm really scared about the people touching my eyes. And she was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. And then she went thunk, and it went right in. I was like, whoa, just like that. I wish I had one of those fucking eye contact guns for shush. But yeah, that was one Mark thing that I remember. Oh, I remember because I was larger than charged back then. So than I am now. So I was a little weighty. I was probably the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and my weight has always fluctuated. And I've lost and gained for roles as well over the years. But yeah, I thought this was great. You said, hey buddy, I want you to play the role of Harris, but how much weight can you lose in a week? Because we had to pick it up in a week's time. And I said, none, but I can gain some for you. So that was sort of an introduction to one another, and we went with it. We worked with what we were given, and I really, the finished product of the film, just really enjoying it the first time I saw it up on the screen, I think at New Beverly, because getting the joke, being in on it, meaning like we know these films, and to pay respect to what others would term as trash. I love fucking trash, and this movie was homage to that, and I think very, very hilarious. And you had turned me on to so many movies that I hadn't experienced or known before, and I was really appreciative of that. So it was an ongoing, over the years for me, like an ongoing study of who these directors were of these films, and who these actors are, and certainly Jack, I remember he was in I Drink Your Blood, right? And what was a strange coincidence for me was, I think I Drink Your Blood got on like some shitty movie called, I don't know if it was originally called I Eat Your Skin, but it's like from the 60s. I'm sure you know it, Jason. And it was on I had the double feature bill in the drive-throughs. So it was I Eat Your Skin and I Drink Your Blood on a twofer. And the point of me saying this is, like, years ago I was commissioned to write an adaptation of I Eat Your Skin. So that was another sign to me that, oh shit, I'm in the right place with this. Like, and again, just the tip of the cap throughout the whole. The script was always great. I was always impressed with your writing, and the nod to those that had come before us. And you know, on the surface, people were, I remember, you know, people are like, some people who don't get it. You got to get it. You got to be in on it to I think, appreciate it. And yeah, I think it labors of love should not be abandoned. And I commend you both for sticking with it and getting it done, because, you know, I don't have any. We have bands coming through where I live quite regularly for like 5 years now. And if we had rules on the wall, the rules would only be show up and play. And I think that's what we did. We showed up and we played, and the rest is history. I think it's great.
Awesome.
And I'm looking forward to what is next with it.
You like the movies, huh? It's kind of my thing. I didn't ask you what your thing was. I asked you where you were last night.
Meet Harris. He loves movies to death.
Can you believe that woman bringing a baby into a midnight show?
The lady with the baby from the movies last night got killed on the way to her car.
2 kids were maliciously murdered in the parking lot across the street last night. Their guts are plastered all over the road.
Oh my God.
Hey! You in the back! Everybody in the theater can hear you!
The boss said you were on to something. I gotta read in the fucking paper. We got a serial killer on our hands.
If you talk or text, you're next.
can't believe it's 10 years, man. That's crazy.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
You and Diane was from the Clu Gulager acting workshop, and
Sure.
and you studied there, and I know Nicole Hawkins was one of the. Oh yeah, I remember. What's the other lady's name that was the news lady? Do you remember her off? Deb Mousseau.
Yes, yeah.
And,
So, sweet gal.
Were there any other actors in the movie that came from the school besides those?
I believe the Father Fury.
Oh yeah, that's right. That guy's
Kevin. Yeah, he was great.
He's a good actor, man. I just thought he was a weird guy for years, but I didn't realize he was a good actor. So
me and Kevin could do like Abbott and Costello. What do they call it now? Unhoused edition. We could be the homeless Abbott and Costello together, and that would be the pitch. Is just us going around the encampments and trying to find heroin.
He can be creepy though. I remember that one short from the school, like with him and Molly, and they were like a married couple, and it got pretty crazy and violent. And
I think he would talk to me about beating the fuck out of people. His thing was to get drunk at bars and then start fights, and he was more just him rather than an actor. But he had a great look, and but he was a little bit of a wild child for sure.
Sounds like my hometown.
Have you seen him around Hollywood? Does he still do the workshop? What's
No, I talked to Diane and John, and he's sort of hopefully he's okay, but we don't know. He may have joined. I watched the commentary. Thank you, Penny. Penny's protecting me right now.
Oh wow!
From the forces of evil.
Back to the Clu Gulager acting workshop. You worked with Nicole. Was it awkward, James, to do that sort of quasi? Well, you didn't rape her. You just strangled her, and
I mean, I remember you pointing me out to. So one of the inspirations for what I was doing is specifically in that scene. We had talked about, and you had shown me Impulse I Love to Kill with Shatner, the origin of that. And so the camera work I think that you were doing for that scene was reminiscent to me of Shatner doing his deal in that amazing, crazy masterpiece, Impulse I Love to Kill. So for me, no, I mean, it wasn't uncomfortable. I wanted Nicole to not be uncomfortable. I think she was very courageous in that scene, and that was one of the. I have three favorite lines, if you'll indulge me, and one of them is in top three in no particular order was that scene when she pushes Harris off of her after being choked out by a belt, and says, what she says, she chews him out, and she leaves the room, and you zoom in on Harris, and he goes, "Sorry." Yeah. I love that one.
Yeah, then, she says, "You're fucking something."
Yeah.
Because and just real quick, we had to have that moment because it was a shitty thing that he did, and that was to lure the audience back into he didn't really mean it. It was like another part of him. Obviously, the whole movie he's wrestling with his mind, and he just tried to rape this chick, but he's a sort of a I don't know.
I loved it. In terms of an audience member, I laughed my ass off in a good way because I enjoy uncomfortable things like that, and that certainly fell into that category for sure. And my favorite line was the lady with the baby from the movie last night got killed on her way to the car because the iambic pentameter is so good. It's so great. And then the final one, and thanks for letting me get through the three, is when the burn victim artist, beautifully portrayed by Joanna Fraze, I think.
Yeah.
And then she's going through her screams and cries, and then one of the detectives goes, "Shut the fuck up." It's comic gold. I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, that was what was great about that was that was improv by Mike Endez.
Yeah, that's great. Hats off to Mike.
And
her line.
he was just so sick of she had to do that whole fucking monologue over and over again, and they had to do their thing, and it was just she was nailing it every time, but the guys didn't really know how to react to it, and we were confused about how we should end the scene. And yeah, I did know that I was really trying for a David Lynch dynamic.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, Mike's a riot.
He was every time I interacted with him, he was a gentleman and really fun to be around. And I loved his delivery on that line because it was, I think, what everybody was thinking.
That's definitely that's one of my favorite Mike moments. Another favorite moments, it's sort of a Pete and Mike combo, is when when Pete says, I saw that play, when Mike says, I saw that play you did, Daddy Warbucks. You're pretty good with women and children and shit. Pretty good. Can't dance with shit, but you're pretty good. It's like, man, he's a fucking good actor.
It's good,
he's
yeah.
funny. It's funny as
Nicole's line was fucking psycho.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking psycho.
Yeah.
She was great, and I felt bad we had to cut out a lot of the stuff with her that you were shooting your short films of her, the sort of
reading poetry
things, but it didn't fit. Once we realized that we wanted to sort of embrace more of a comedic tone, not originally entirely what we set out for, but then we were like, oh, this is basically a satire, and we're making commentary on these people and talking and da and stuff. So it's crazy. I'm trying to think what else. Once you got back into it, what was the set like? Were we just going all over the place? And
yeah, I mean, it was always it was a great commitment for certainly for you and for myself and whoever else would show up on the day. Hats off to Molly, Nikki Anderson, and hats off to Christopher Fox for all the support they give, and obviously everyone, Vazi.
Yeah. And anyone with a running car would be transportation typically. Right.
specifically you guys.
And James, you were there the night of the $1 Million Theater night, correct?
I don't think I was. No, I wasn't there for that one. The footage on that is great though.
Maybe you weren't. Maybe you were blocked. That's why you were sort of blocked out, and then we filmed.
Yeah,
yeah. That night, we brought James into my apartment, and we made it all black, and then we filmed you, and we.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you're integrated. That's what's fun. We were just talking to Camille Calvin last night. Her scene. I don't think Mike Endis showed up. He was. Late or whatever, and so Peter had to do the scene with her, and we framed that you could see Peter's jeans, but you couldn't see Mike, and then Mike came later, and it was just a total fucking hodgepodge, but that was kind of fun, and you can expect that in independent movies. I watched it on Amazon Prime to prep a couple days ago, and I definitely had fun. I think the sound mix is the music's a little too high. I'm already like, oh, God damn, we got to bring the music lower. I'm like, oh my God.
I must say that it was the most difficult project I have ever attempted to edit in my life.
More than
because I had every scene. I didn't have anything that I needed to make it work and flow. So every scene was like pulling teeth to make it make sense.
Well, hats off to you, Stevie, because you stitched it together. And it's like, it's on that sort of plane of existence, the analogy of it being a jigsaw puzzle or like a patchwork quilt, it certainly was. Like, we were all over the fucking place. We were all over Hollywood and beyond, just grabbing shots as we could. And I think those were my favorite days, were the ones where you called me up, you're like, hey buddy, I need you over to my house. We're gonna throw a bunch of ketchup in your face while you stab the camera with a knife. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Those moments like that were really fun. And working with Diane was always a pleasure for me. And working with everybody on the set, there was no trouble. Everybody was cool. From my perspective, we might have had moments here and there, as we all do, trying to get the best results. But I know that because it was such a labor of love, I wanted personally to see it, see it through, specifically because I cared about you guys, and I thought it was you know, an amazing source material. It's the type of stuff I liked. That's the type of stuff I grew up, you know, sneaking downstairs to watch, and the type of stuff my cousins would throw me in the back of their car and take my concession money from my mom, who my mom would give me concession money to see the movie. They thought we were going to fucking Care Bears or something, and they'd throw me in the trunk, and we'd end up at the scariest movie on the lot in the drive-in. And that was always fun for me to be told, hey, get in the trunk, we're going to smuggle you in because you're 6 to 7 years old, and once you get out, we can use your concession money to buy you a popcorn, and then spend the rest on weed for the cousins, you know.
That's awesome.
As a child, I would get thrown in the trunk. My mom and her sisters, my aunts, would put me in the trunk when they went to the drive-ins.
Oh wow! So this was a thing. I didn't know. I thought I might be the only one. That's great.
No, everybody did it.
This was a thing that good parents and good caring siblings, and
they would take like a case of beer and weed, and they would they'd be smoking weed and drinking beer, and we're like the kids in the trunk.
Yeah, throw the little ones in the trunk. It makes
and
sense.
They would fuck with us and like keep us in there for like an extra 20 minutes before the movie started, just to make us freak out. They were dicks, you know.
You gotta save a dime. Back to the dime. I have to ask you this, James. What was it like? I mean, obviously we were there, but you acted with. What was it like acting with Lloyd Kaufman? Because that's such a fun scene.
Oh, it was a total pleasure. He was spitballing so much improv out there that it was hard to keep up with him. I do like, I don't know if there was an outtake of it, but I really enjoyed the fact, because I always, you know, in New York, actually, I think I auditioned, or I didn't audition, I sent in my headshot for Tromeo and Juliet way back in the day, I believe, or it might have been another Troma title, but I, you know, certainly was aware of all those films. As a kid, specifically, Troma movies really unsettled me, really made me feel something, and that, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, that's what we want. We want to feel something when we go to sit down and watch these films. And so I, you know, he wasn't certainly well known and a bit of an idol in a way, and you know, he was so down to earth. I did get him once, and I was very proud of that moment where I got him to break, because he was rattling off such nasty and funny stuff during the scene about you know, the woman skipping town and leaving him in the lurch as far as rent goes. But one of the improv, he kept on saying, blow me, and off camera I think I said, well, if I go down on you, then will you give me her address or give me her number? And he went, he did like a little burst of like, I got him. So I was like really happy about that I could get him to laugh. So it was a dream. It was great.
He's so funny, and obviously it doesn't take much for him to, you know, get us to laugh, because every word that comes out of his mouth is just. He did ADR on the movie, and it was tough.
Oh my God, that was a scene.
It was just fucking insane.
We have behind the scenes footage of that a little bit.
She moved to my asshole. That's where she moved. How's that?
It's more like, she moved to my asshole. That's where she moved. It's a little more.
Okay, let me try it again. Blow me, blow me, blow me. She moved to my asshole. That is where she moved to. I added the two. You see what I did with that? Blow me, blow me, blow me. She moved to my asshole. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. I clutched. Blow me, blow me, blow me. I'm going to have trouble getting those two so's. That's the thing. You may have to fuck around with the fake so's. But you can't believe the dog shit she left behind. The used condoms, the ticks. The used condoms, the ticks. The used condoms, the ticks. Ticks. We are the people, Stevie Wonder. Oop. They use condoms. We are the children. We are the children. It's so stupid. Jet. Oh, fuck. So. She had, fuck. Oh. That was perfect. Yay. Oh, great. Well, thank you for your patience. Thanks for your patience. Took a lot of acid in the 60s, so not too sharp.
And it was great. One thing I want to ask you about being the Clu Gulager workshop, you obviously, one of your instructors was Clu Gulager and good friend as well, and friend of Masters of the Grind, and he did a lot of great stuff for us. What's your best Clu Gulager story in terms of that you could share with us?
Oh man, there's so many. Let me think. Well, I personally always tried to, because Clu was one of the most intense human beings that I've ever had the pleasure to come across in my life. But he was also one of the most loving and caring, just in terms of being the everyman and sort of representing, I think, the underdog and someone who's not supposed to persevere, but you want them to, because they're so gifted and stubborn about what they do. Because he could have been, in my opinion, and I'm sure you guys would agree, he could have been a movie star, but he was, and he was a movie star, but he could have been, top of the top. He's Paul Newman level of acting from him, and I think he was such a pioneer in terms of flipping the middle finger to Hollywood a lot, where maybe he could have just said yes, but he stuck to his principles and his guns, and I admired that quite a bit about him, because that's, in my estimation and my experiences, is extremely rare, especially in the big cities, so to speak. And he would always say, that's life in the big city. That was a nice quote that I would hear often from him, and sort of adapted for my own stockpile, my own bag of tricks. But I often say that, but I don't know, like, I can't think on top of, I remember it was a lip sync exercise for his class, and we went to, don't remember where it exactly was, but there was a statue of Ronald Reagan out in it was a Richie Rich part of, we boated out to this island. Again, I don't remember where, it was somewhere in California, but this Ronald Reagan statue, I saw it, and I knew that he was in the Killers with good old Ron. Clu was, and so I decided to incorporate the statue into the lip sync, and I think I was singing a Nat King, or lip syncing a Nat King Cole song. I forget what it was called, but on one of the parts I decided to, and there's a crowd all around us, this is just 10 freaky people in the middle of tourist season on the boardwalk, so we're sticking out like sore thumbs, and people are watching us, and I decided to kiss Ronald Reagan on the lips, and tongue hit the statue's mouth, and the owners came out, and like, they were, instead of like being disgusted, they were thrilled that good old Ron was getting some action from me. And Clu would not stop laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing that he's ever seen, and he would always, and when he would talk to me about the favorite things that he's ever seen me do, it would always come back to making out with the Ronald Reagan statue.
That's
Ronald Reagan is not a good kisser, by the way, just for the record. He does not reciprocate at all. But yeah, I mean, laughter is the best medicine as far as I'm concerned, and I was always, because Clu is such an edgy, could be very, very, you'd walk around on eggshells because he was so intensely creative. He could be a very intimidating presence, but to see the other side of that in terms of his humanity and how much he loved life and how much he helped everyone that he came across in his life was an inspiration. And so my goal was always to first and foremost make the man laugh, and I think I think we appreciated that about one another. Yeah.
I had to add the original Paris. Like you said, everyone else on the crew was like just totally cool and da-da-da, but the original Paris was sort of a pain in the ass, not willing to be a part of the grind like everybody else was, being accommodating, with the no money and the, trying as hard as we could. And so Clue actually, who cared, saw that what we were doing, picked up the phone and called the original Paris and then yelled at him and said, God damn it, you go to the set and you act, and you got to get on the set, man. You got to do it, and it's just like I could just hear him in my head, and he did that for us. Yeah. Didn't pan out because that guy's a big pussy. Sure. But right. It made me feel so good that Clue took the time to do that, and that he cared about that. It's just like, it's such a bummer that he didn't get to see Masters of the Grind because he was there most of the time I was at the New Beverly, and obviously we filmed him and John for the documentary too, and Champion of IB with I used to think it was embarrassing, but it wasn't embarrassing. Sitting next to somebody I didn't know, and they'd be like, Jason here's directing the most important movie about Grindhouse of all time. You know what I mean?
Good impression.
So it must be because he said it. So and it was just like, it just made me. I'm like, God, this guy's such a fucking legend. That I grew up with, and that's what's. I'll never have a friend in Hollywood like Clue, or you like Clue, where like he's the greatest movie star I think we'll ever meet in Hollywood. Where you got to be like, he's my friend. It's yes, he is a legend, but he's also your friend, and you're like, it's just a trip.
I think it really, like, that's a great. It's a great classic story, Hollywood story of the one you least expect, maybe coming ahead, and I always like to see that. Always. Who doesn't like an unexpected overnight sensation? It's and you're right, Stevie. It's just around the corner.
Cinema is going to be it's going to get legs. We have 2 additional scenes, and we extended 1 scene and 2.
We tell you about that, James?
Shots.
What is it?
So we added.
We're releasing the movie in April with 2 additional scenes and changing the title to Cinema with an S.
And there's going to be new poster art too.
2 James Henderson scenes integrated back in the movie.
Nice.
One of them with you, the one with you and there he is. You and Johnny Green at Eddie Brandt's talking about movies. I forgot the dialogue, but and then the other one is you, Douglas Dunning, and Freddie in line at the New Beverly. That whole going to see De Palma.
Yeah, that fucking night I laughed so hard. Freddie was so funny, and it was such a pleasure. It was cold for California. I remember that, and it was like 3 a.m. or something. And we were feeding him the lines, and like he was just like not getting the lines, but it was so funny what the lines were and what he was saying.
You remember
what a fucking prince that guy was.
I love that vampire pussy. If it don't bite back, it's just a crack. I love that vampire pussy. If it don't bite back, it's just a crack. I don't know where they get the girls for these films, but I sure would like to meet one of these days. It's a celluloid planet, my boy, and it's all going to shit before our very eyes. There wasn't a dry eye in the house, I tell you. Of all the space around here, why the fuck does he pick this place? It's a celluloid planet, my boy, and it's all going to shit before our very eyes. Did you ever see Figs in the Blanket? It's about a bunch of octogenarians having an orgy. Did you ever see Figs in the Blanket? It's about a bunch of octogenarians having an orgy. I don't know where they get these girls for these films, but I sure would like to meet one of these days. It's so gross, their skin is like paper, and it rubs off when they make love.
No, you left after.
Oh, after him? Yeah. But he didn't. It's so gross, their skin is like paper, and it rubs off when they're making love. And she accidentally bites down on his Johnson with her dentures. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. I love that vampire pussy. If it don't bite back, it's just a crack. I don't know where they get these girls for these films, but I sure would like to meet one of these days.
Have you seen this one before?
A long time ago, but it never gets old. It's a cellular planet, my boy, but it's going to shit before our very eyes. Did you ever see Figs in a Blanket? It's so gross, their skin is like paper, and it's like paper when it rubs off.
I'll have to check that one out. I gotta go, Gary.
It's got midgets and puppets. Fuck it. What more do you need?
Have you seen this one before? I'll have to check that one out. I gotta go, Gary.
It's got midgets and puppets. Fuck it. What more do you need?
Real quick, do you remember some of the lines he said?
Oh, well, my favorite is like the old people skin is like paper. And then of course it's got midgets and what is it? It's got midgets and puppets fucking.
What else do you need?
What else do you need?
What else?
If I got a tattoo, it would be that, and it would be over my clavicle. Sure.
I don't know where that is, but it scares me.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not on the board. You have to ask for it, but that would be the tattoo I would get.
A penis region?
Yes, definitely. It's the tip of the penis, the clavicle.
Clavicle, testicle. You know.
But I guess in closing, I could go on all night, but I really got a obligation there. But just the commentary. I watched the commentary some years ago, and you guys did such a great job on that. But the staggering thing was like how many people have passed, that participated in this film, and it's truly a testament to this is the legacy. This is what we leave behind. When we're dust, when we're dead, we're dust, and that's the power of film. We can always go back and look at these people and remember and honor, celebrate the living and honor the dead. And I'm always happy to be a part of that, especially with you guys on this project. Truly a labor of love, and I thank you guys for that. Thanks for seeing it to completion.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate everything. We want to work with you in the future. We'll just get some funding together so we can do something proper and
Absolutely. Yeah. Keep me.
It's gonna happen, dude. It's gonna fund everything.
Let's do it. Keep me posted.
I've seen it in my visions.
And nothing but love and optimism towards you guys, and I can't wait to work with you in the near future. Let's do it.
Hey, shh. Awesome. Thanks for coming on.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Viva Las Vegas.
All right. There you
Bye, guys.
Bye. Shh. The film we're celebrating, which is going to be soon called Cinema, the re-release with 2 extra scenes from Darkside Releasing, right now is currently streaming on Prime Video, Tubi, the Roku channel, and Plex. Is also available, the special edition Blu-ray at darksidereleasing.com.
He's a little doggy. He got a little doggy. He's a little doggy. He's making poo poo. He's a little poo poo. He's a little doggy. Yeah.